Hello, I'm Murray Newlands with Search Engine Journal here at the Search Metrics Conference in San Francisco. Today I am speaking with Igor from About.com, and in this video we're going to look at the post-Penguin world. So you run a huge website, you're responsible for a large SEO team, not just About.com but other properties as well.
That's correct.
In a post-Panda world, what has this meant to you, and what have you had to do, and what would you advise other people to be looking at?
Specific steps. Number one, let's make sure that every single article that we've ever written is actually found by Google. So
Right.
that is a challenge number one. On About.com, we have millions of articles, making sure that every one of them is included and found and crawled, number one priority.
How did you do that?
Very specific steps. You look at how many URLs are actually indexed and
Right.
how many do we know that we have, and step-by-step process. Why is this not indexed? The more advanced process will be to actually track Googlebot and to find out how Googlebot actually traverses your site.
Right.
The number two step will be to say, okay, so now we do know which URLs are indexed. Should all of them be indexed? That's a question that we didn't used to ask ourselves pre-Panda. Maybe we have very thin content on certain category pages because we have too many levels of categorization, and maybe at the level 10 you only link to 2 articles, so you only have 2 links on a category page. This is not an uncommon case for many publishers, and we may need to rethink our site architecture in that case. So those are some of the post-Panda world challenges that we didn't used to have pre-Panda.
What about menu systems? How has Panda affected that for you?
It's very interesting. In the pre-Panda world, we used to believe that landing on a landing page was important for the user just for the purpose of actually consuming the content and being able to accomplish certain KPIs for the company. Today, Google is increasingly becoming better in aligning their objectives with users' objectives. And that means that understanding exactly where you are in a certain spot within those 3.6 million URLs is extremely important for the user and for the Googlebot. And knowing, okay, so I'm here in the neighborhood of San Francisco on discussing a restaurant on this specific street. If I wanted to discuss a restaurant a few blocks away in a different neighborhood, if I wanted to discuss an event in the same neighborhood, understanding that granular categorization is very important, and we're putting a lot of work in making it easier for users to understand where they are on About and how they go from one section of the site to another.
Where do you see the future of this? Where do you see it heading?
It's really all about user engagement and user experience. So if I come to extend the example from just a second ago, if I come on a landing page and I'm not exactly sure what to do, I'm more likely to go back and look somewhere else for where to find my information. I have plenty of chances to find that same information. So we are going to be putting a lot of effort into making sure that when you land on About, you know you're on About, number one.
Right.
You know where within About you are. And if you're by any chance looking for something in addition to what you found, how to find it, all of that is going to increase the time on site. It's going to increase the number of pages per user. It's going to make that user come back again. And it's also going to help that user tell that About is a tremendous resource that can tell you anything about everything.
I mean, that kind of change to site architecture presumably is even going to drive business units, business decisions, because it's so fundamental to what the business does.
Yes. I'm very, very lucky that About we have a very strong SEO culture. At About we understand that SEO actually is a fundamental element of our company's success.
Yeah.
If I can define what the potential upside is of any one of my projects, I have the ear of the CEO and of all of the organization basically saying, what will you achieve? And if you achieve that, what's the upside? And if that's really true, then let's all do it. So far, it's been actually easy, right?
If people want to follow what you're doing and maybe connect with you, how do they contact you?
Twitter is probably the best way.
Okay.
I have a Twitter handle that starts with my first initial and my full last name.
Okay.
So that is Lebovic, ILEBOVIC.
And we'll add that to the bottom of the video. Thank you very much. Have a great show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I'm Murray Newlands with Search Engine Journal. I'll see you next time.